Tevin Jenkins is probably a top 5 disappointment for the Chicago Bears. When he was drafted a few years ago, I expected big things from him. I thought that he was going to be a key piece of the offensive line. He was going to fortify a weak spot that the Bears have had for decades, not hyperbole, decades. The Bears' offensive line has literally been terrible for decades. And I really expected the combination of Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borom to fortify that. And there were two pieces to the puzzle that we wouldn't have to worry about. But unfortunately, it just never came through. And he's been annoyed and frustrated because of the moves that the Bears have made. And so my question for you is, what do you expect of him going into this year? He's had health issues. He's had performance issues. Can the Chicago Bears and the Chicago fan base, can they expect anything from him? Or is he a foregone conclusion and his time is limited? One interesting move could be he could be cut at the end of training camp. It's possible because of the moves that the Chicago Bears have made this offseason, an attempt to fortify the offensive line, so that is one less thing that Caleb Williams is worried about. He could be a casualty of training camp, and that's not a hyperbole, that's not a stretch, but I'm really interested to know what you think. Should the Bears keep him? Should he stay or should he go? And where do you see him long term? Could he be like Gabe Carimi, where he is out of the league after a few short years, or will he be able to resurrect his career with a different city and a different uniform? One interesting twist to this is that the GM did not draft Tevin Jenkins, so there's really no loyalty. And as a former offensive line, he claims to be an offensive line whisperer. So he might not like what he sees out of Tevin Jenkins. And quite honestly, offensive linemen are usually seen but not heard. And one of the things that are going to hold him back in his future in Chicago is he has made a few comments that have rubbed people the wrong way. So tell me what you think. Do you think he will wind up being a training camp casualty? Do you think he will shock us all and remain healthy for the entire year and fortify the offensive line and make Caleb Williams' life just a little bit easier? That's going to be one of the key points that I think goes maybe under discussed in training camp, but that's a key point nonetheless. When he is on the field, he has up and down games, up and down series within games, but I would really like him to be a little bit more consistent. Obviously, would like him to stay healthy. Right now, he's probably fighting for backup, and they might be able to find a cheaper option somewhere else with an undrafted rookie free agent. But I want to hear your thoughts on the Bear Claw podcast. What should the Chicago Bears do, and where is Tevin Jenkins' future, whether it's with this team or another team? Be sure to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe to the Bear Claw podcast.